Question number 19 for Linear Relations EQAO practice questions for grade 9 applied. Marcia runs a catering company that charges a fixed fee of $200 plus $15 per guest. She's changing her fee structure to drop her fixed rate to $100 but increase the cost per guest to $20. If you graph the two cost equations that show the relationship between the total cost C and number of costs N, which of the following is true about these graphs? So we'll look at the multiple choice, or which one is correct, in a moment here. So for the solution, it will make things clearer if you graph the two graphs and to compare them. You can see then more easily which of the four of these is correct. So originally Marcia charges $200. So that star is her fixed amount that she's charging. And now we're told that she charges $15 per guest. So it's not, considering the size of the scales here, it's not really convenient to go over one and up $15, another person up $15. Notice the scale. We wouldn't put a scale of 1 in this axis. I wouldn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, because a lot of things that companies cater, there's not 6 or 7 or 8 people, there's 50 people or there's 100 people, so you need a reasonable size scale. And the same with up here, I wouldn't go $1, $2, $3, $4, I would probably go by 50s or hundreds. And I went actually by hundreds here, so this is 100, 200, 300, 400, that's 500, 6, 7, that's 800. So the little star here is at the 200, and what I've done is I made up we'll plot a point over here just so we know where to draw the line. So for example, I used 40 guests. If you want to use 25 or 10 or 50, that would be okay. I chose 40. So we would go, her cost would be 15 times 40, because there's 40 people and originally she was charging $15 per person, and 15 times 40 is 600 plus the $200 fixed cost makes a charge of $800. So for 40 people, you charged $800, so we can draw that black solid line is the original cost line. For the new costs, or the new cost structure, the graph starts at 100. Remember, she was dropping her fixed fee by $100 to 100. Okay, but now she's charging $20 per person. So now I could have done 40 again. That would have been okay. I chose 30, just a different number. So the cost, for example, of 30 guests would be 20 times 30. Remember, she's charging them $20 per person now, times the 30 guests, which would be $600, plus the $100 fixed cost, which is $700. And so there's my little lightning bolt there. 30 people would cost, and this would be $700. So it starts at 100 and goes like that. So the dotted line is the new cost structure line, the solid black one is the original. So notice that the new line starts lower, but it's steeper because she's charging more per person. And so if you look up here, the new cost graph is steeper, okay, and also starts lower than the old cost graph. So that's why D is the correct answer. If you look at some of the other ones, the old cost graph is steeper than the new. Well, that's not the case. The old cost graph is less steep than the new one. The new cost graph is steeper, okay, which is true, okay, and also starts higher than the old cost graph. Well, that last part isn't true because the new cost graph actually starts lower. So that's why B would not be correct. And for C, the old cost graph is less steep, which is true, than the new cost one, and starts lower than the new cost one. Well, that part isn't true because the old cost one actually starts higher. So D is the only correct answer for question number 19.